Hello friends, today we are going to discuss the multi-dimension phenomena of the food security. This is the last chapter of the food security discussion. So today we are going to discuss the food security multi-dimensional phenomenon. So before I start my discussion, welcome to my YouTube channel, that is Study Center. So let's start the discussion. The conclusion: a multi-dimensional phenomenon. Food security is a multi-dimensional phenomenon. National and international political action seems to require identification of simple deficits that can be basis for setting targets, thus necessitating the adoption of single and simplistic indicators for policy analysis. Something like the state of global food security analysis has to be undertaken, since the food security is about risk of uncertainty. The formal analysis should include both chronic and subnutrition and transitory acute insecurity that reflects the economic and food system volatility. Such formal exploration is useful to complemented by multi-criteria analysis (MCA) of food security. This should lead a qualitative, if not quantitative, comparison where the focus of investigation is subnutrition. Then the linkage between the subnutrition and inadequate food intake need and carefully explore some elements that need to be considered are sources of dietary energy supply, taking into account as for example of different foods and trends in the acquisition of food and substance marketing. Number 2, climatic variability as a source of volatility and short-term nutritional stress. Number 3, health status, especially changes in the incidence of communicable diseases, most of obviously HIV/AIDS. Number 4, spiritual and spatial distribution within countries of poor forms of food insecurity, drawing on the evidence of vulnerability assessment and mapping supported by the Food Information and Vulnerability Mapping System FIVIMS and FAO and the World Food Programme, the WFP Interagency and Initiative. It is sometimes suggested that there should be more practical use of sense entertainment theory. See, if there is involved the relabeling of indicators of food needs and entertainments, it would be less useful than as for example reflecting entitlement failure for formal MCA. Entitlement as a construct introduces as an ethical human rights dimension into discussion of food security. There has been a tendency of food security to narrow definition. Little complete more than proxy for chronic poverty. The opposite tendency is international committees negotiating an all-encompassing definition, which is ensure that the concept of morality and unimpeachable and politically acceptable and unrealistically broad. As the philosopher recently noted, it can be mockery to tell someone they have the right to food when there is nobody with the duty to provide them food. This is the risk of right and rhetoric. What I like about the choosing of counterpart, the active obligation and duties rather than the rights. You can go on the without addressing the question who has to do what, for whom and when. Thank you friends. If you like my video, like it and share it. Thank you.